it's me, Teresa Perrin. So today went pretty much exactly how I expected it. There is currently quite a lot going on with AVCT, and I'm going to caution you guys to just avoid the noise. I'm going to talk about that a little bit later on. I want to go over FinTel with you. I want to talk about the new float size. I want to talk about the price action, and at the very end, I will show you the chart and what happened today and what I expect going forward. All right, guys, so let's get started. Please remember, nothing I say is financial advice. Always do your own DD. And for those of you spreading FUD about me, I don't get paid by anybody. I do this voluntarily. I'm not a short. I'm not paid by hedge funds. None of that rumor crap is true, guys. I am a disabled hospice nurse that likes stocks, and AVCT is something I personally am invested in. So if any of you out there have your doubts, you can look up my nursing license. Please feel free. It's under Teresa Perrin, state of Massachusetts. I think it's 267305. So anyways, let's get into it. All right, guys, so I'm going to start with FinTel, and the short interest is currently showing as 10.16%. I would be willing to bet that this is going to go up the next time that they report those numbers based on today's price action. As you can see, the off-exchange short volume ratio was 49.74%. And guys, there's 85,000 shares currently available to borrow. The cost to borrow is at 82.87%. And like I said, the short volume ratio was 49.74%. I'm sorry, that's my cat being naughty in the background. And a high of 54.95% over the past 2 weeks, guys. As you can see, essentially every day it's between 49 and 55%, right? So they seem, actually the high was 55.43, sorry, missed that one. But as you can see, they keep this number at around 50%. This is how they control the price action. Trust me, nothing we're seeing is an accident, guys. Everything has a number, the way the volume flows up and down. It's just the way that stocks move. I don't know how else to explain that to you. Hang on a second so I can pull this down and show you what's due. All right, guys, so this is pretty interesting to me. There are currently 371,283 shares for failure to deliver is due tomorrow. Now, supposedly this is cumulative, but I'm kind of wondering if they've been filled or not and what the true numbers are right now, because we're showing this week to have millions due on Friday, 12,258,827. Now, if you look to the very next day, that number turned to 129,557 when the price drops 22 cents. Now, here is the question. Did everybody go and sell off in fear when this price dipped and they were able to cover their 12 million shares that way? It's possible. Could they have gotten those 12 million shares when Hudson Bay were massively selling off theirs? It's possible. But again, going into next week, look, that number goes up into the 3 millions again. And then it's like they short it down to reduce that number, get those shares, and keep shorting it back up. Well, guys, when we get that next set of numbers in, I expect it to be even higher than what we're looking at right now. And remember, this should already be adjusted in FinTel for that 15 to 1. But however, it may not be because Lord knows that this market doesn't do things the way that they should. So I'm not quite certain because I haven't looked at this number in a while. You'd have to go back in my videos and look at the last one and see if anything was showing during that time and what those numbers were. I looked for the screenshots on my phone to see if I have them still, but guys, I try to just, delete things because I go through a lot of information and I don't have the storage to keep keeping them. But interestingly enough, when you see numbers like this, it has to make you wonder. And on that day, that price had got to 46 cents, okay? And people were buying like crazy. The very next day, it goes all the way down to 22 cents. This is because they know how to manipulate and scare you, okay? And then they get you to sell your shares. They get to cover their butts. And I'm showing you this because you need to realize this is a game. Right now, this is a game. This price action is a psychological warfare on you to try to create fear for you to sell at a loss, for them to scoop them up cheaper, and to have your shares. And guys, quite frankly, it's a game of patience. If you want to be successful in the market, you cannot expect instant gratification unless you're a scalper or you're day trading, in which case, guys, as you'll hear my rant at the end because I recorded the technical analysis first, but in which case, you shouldn't even be in this play at this point. If you are a day trader and that's what you are here for, quit your bitching and moaning. You screwed up. You didn't sell. Nobody else that I know is in this play as a day trade. Like the people that are in our groups and chats and everything else, we're all in this for a buyout. In which case, if you're here for a buyout, you need to stop it too because the price doesn't matter. Guys, the price has already been determined if this is truly a buyout, okay? The only thing that they could do to us is have all of this be like a freaking game and have there be no buyout. Do I expect that? No, or I would have been long gone. I don't think that's going to happen, but I know that it's a risk, as you should too. And I've said that constantly. That's the biggest risk that we take in this. But to me, that's not even that big of a deal because worst case scenario, guys, we have the #2 cloud technology platform. Am I worried about it? No. Why? Because Candy's paid off all their debts, okay? They're in the position for the buyout. They have an excellent, well-known cloud technology that Microsoft uses. Guys, we're fine. So don't let people get to you, please. I'm getting all kinds of DMs. And guys, I don't want you to be scared. Like, if you're scared, then you shouldn't be in the market. Because we're in a bear market right now. Yes, today was green, but a lot of stocks that retail trade were down today. It's like, it feels like the final short, so they can just keep kicking you and make you get really scared because you see the market starting to go up and your price going lower. Please, once you can look at this from the outside, take yourself out of the equation and try to look at the big picture of the market. Think of it as a game. Your shares and your action in the market is just a small token of these pawns and the action that moves around in the market. If you can start thinking of it as a game and try to be on the right side of the trade, you'll get it. Now, I'm not saying the right side of the trade for this was a short. Personally, I don't think options are the right side of the trade for this anyways, because in my opinion, a stock's under $1. Who's wasting money on options? Buy the freaking shares. I mean, granted, now it's, with a 15-to-1 split, it's a couple dollars. And those of you worried about the options chain, because I'm sure there's some of you out there, although I haven't seen those messages, but the options get shut down, okay, because they have to convert everything. Tomorrow, the options should open back up, and you will see probably an AVCT 1 for those of you who had options going into this. And I don't know yet whether they're going to open up a new option chain or not. That's to be determined. We shall see. But we'll know that tomorrow, guys. But honestly, when the price is this cheap, shares are generally the best way to go, especially when a play is being manipulated like this. And these FTDs show you the amount of manipulation that's in this stock. So you need to look at this and see the big picture. All right, let me show you what the new float and all that is, because I'm sure there's a lot of you wondering, as that was a big discussion over the weekend. All right, guys, so currently, now this is according to Webull, our free float is 6.19 million, and it's showing that the 52-week low is $1.98. So guys, the way they adjusted it, we're seeing 198. So if you wanted to be safe and set a stop loss, generally speaking, to set it a couple cents below 198 would be your safety zone, if that's something that you care to take part in. But just remember that a lot of times before something rips, it dips down, grabs those stop losses before it spouts to the upside. However, if that makes you more comfortable and you're willing to take the risk, but also protecting yourself because God forbid something catastrophic happens and it drops way below, then it protects you on that end too, right? But that's a personal decision, guys. I'm not going to tell you one way or another. So the 52-week low is 198. That is where we want to see ourselves hold above. The 52-week high is $46.95. The average volume has now been adjusted, guys. It should have been adjusted earlier when I tweeted that out, but it wasn't. So the average volume adjusted is 4.5 million. Our volume was actually huge today, guys. We doubled the normal volume at 11.13 million. So forgive my earlier tweet. I didn't realize that it was not adjusted. So it is now, and this is the current volume. And as you can see, it's significant. It's huge. So I'm telling you, it's just a game right now. Bear with it. And as you can see, I wanted to show you this. And this comes from Wolfie, this picture here, guys. But it's 0.1353. Here's the gap. Up to that 14 and change, right? So it's been filled. No need to worry. We got it. It's all good now. And what else was I showing you? Oh, positive news. Now we have a gap to the upside. And I wrote this down earlier. It's from $3 to $4.05. Ignore this little one here. I just, it got filled today. So, but there is a gap from $3 to $4.05 to the upside, guys. So look forward to that, because now the gap to the downside's gone. So, like I said, generally go back and watch that video if you need to again, but generally you get that move to the upside, which either happens the night before or in pre-market early, very early on, because as soon as you and I start waking up and the rest of Twitter land, 6, 7 a.m., they've already started to short it down, guys. It's just the way that it is. And then look at it. It takes a few days, sometimes a week, and then boom, out of nowhere, it starts to rip. So hang in there. We're going to be good. There's a lot of eyes on AVCT, guys. And these shorts, in my opinion, they'd be foolish knowing that a potential buyout's in the works to be holding this much longer. And I assure you, they're not all that high risk and crazy like some of them maybe. A lot of them are going to look at the risk to reward, see that we got the gap filled, because I'm sure they were aware of it just as much as I was and a lot of other traders were. And they got what they needed. Guys, watch. They're going to start to close. And when one big short closes, it's going to start to rip. And our float now is small. It's only 6.19 million. It's easy to manipulate this price up or down. So it's good for us because we almost traded twice the float today, guys. That's amazing. This is great. Nothing to be ashamed of at all. We've got a lot going on and things are going to be good. So hang in there. Let me look at the chart with you. And all right, guys. So looking at today's chart, as you can see, like I stated in my previous video telling you what was going to happen and how I was going to play this. I told you in the morning we were likely to get a move to the upside, which we did, and it was not sustained. And guys, that happened like right at market open, right? Or technically market close Friday, market open. We have that move to the upside in that 365 range. And then it drops all the way down, right? And it tries to make a crossover around that 290 range, and it doesn't. It fails. Volume was not coming in. It drops down, or at least buying volume wasn't coming in, because guys, I assure you, even though it showed us there were no shorts available over the weekend, it's likely because shorts loaded the boat on Friday in preparation to do this, okay? They essentially likely doubled their position down to short it further. And now, guys, as you can see, we hit our bottom exactly where I tweeted out today at $2.03. That wick down went to $2.03, exactly how I called out. I said, it's between 202 and 203, and that's because it was before the split. The equivalent with the split was 2.0295. So, right, 203, round it up, 203, essentially the same thing. So that's why I said it would be between 202 and 203 to get that gap fill. Boom, got the gap fill, and now we're headed upwards, guys. We made the crossover towards end of day or late afternoon around 1 o'clock. Started moving up, consolidating, which is exactly what we need to do, guys, because we want to hold this bottom. So God forbid we start moving up, we have to have places that we can fall back safely to. But I want you to notice that when it crossed under, it didn't make a dramatic move down like it did this last time. It's when the green line, if you look at early this morning, 7 a.m., when that green line passed below, it went down, right? And then, guys, it continued down dramatically. Now, it didn't do that at the end of the day. You want to know why? Because it's just consolidating, and tomorrow, I believe, we start to see the continuation to the upside. However, don't be shocked if we see another day of consolidation. If you didn't watch my video that I put out, please, please, please do yourself a favor and go and watch it. Watch. It's something like AVCT, how I'm playing it, or AVCT reverse split, something from this weekend, okay? Go check it out. You'll understand from the title what it's talking about, because this is exactly what I expected to happen. Now, I do expect this to make a move up, but again, I don't expect it to make a drastic move for a few days now. Shorts are going to start toying with this. And like I showed you, there's still shares available to short. So could it fall back down and make like a W and hit that 203 again? Guys, it's possible. Be prepared. You don't really have to worry unless it falls below that 203 support, okay? But that being said, in all honesty, guys, if you're in this because of the buyout and you expect a buyout, why do you care what the price is? It doesn't matter if it's 30 cents again when we get the buyout news, right? Because the price is already determined, guys. If there is a buyout on the table, which we all believe that there is, or we wouldn't be in this for a buyout play, right? Then that price is probably well, if their agreement is made, then that price should be set. So it doesn't matter if it goes to a penny. It really just doesn't matter what the intraday movement is, other than the fact that if it's on sale, you get to buy more. That's exactly how I'm looking at it. So to me, it doesn't mean anything, but there's a lot of noise out there, guys, and it's frustrating. Trust me, I get it. I get a lot of crap, and I don't really care at this point because I know what I hold, and that's all I need to know. And if people want to leave, let them leave. I'm not here to tell anybody how to spend their money. You want to play this, you play it. You don't, you don't. Guys, you got to do what's best for you at the end of the day. For me, I see this as a great opportunity because this is an amazing platform. With Candy, it's going places. So to me, there's not a lot of risk. And if you've gone in this play expecting things to happen overnight, then you clearly don't understand buyouts and you shouldn't be trading them because they're not something that happens the next day, guys. This is not a day trade, and you all should have known that going in. Or, if you were in it for the day trade, then you should have got out when it hit over the 40-cent range. You had two opportunities to do that. If you chose not to, it's because you were in here for the big picture. So stop complaining about it. Stop watching the day-to-day price movement, guys, and just turn off the freaking computer or iPad or phone or whatever your app is on and go do something. Go outside. Go to work. Go do something. But stop staring at the stupid screen and commenting 24/7 about how awful it is, because it's not. It's just not even anywhere close to getting started. Hang in there. We got this. Have a great night. Thanks so much for